Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the no-cap recap of The Curse of Oak Island, Season 12, Episode 12, called Mapping It Out, originally aired February 11th, 2025. If you missed any of my recaps of previous episodes, there's a link to my Oak Island playlist in the upper right. Let's get into it. Previously, on The Curse of Oak Island, people have been looking for an incredible treasure for 230 years. In the war room, rock equipment owner Vanessa Lucido appears via video conferencing. The team has called her because they are ready for caisson operations in the Money Pit area. The team has recently found evidence of man-made workings in each of these three red-colored boreholes, and the entire circle has multiple boreholes that continue to give high gold content readings in water samples. They've decided on 7-foot wide caissons this year. Vanessa says they should be able to start in a week or two. In the northern part of the swamp, Billy is continuing to excavate just south of the Nolan House Road. Alex finds what he thinks to be a shard that was hand cut off of a timber. Rick arrives and immediately gets dirty, uncovering boards. He sees this stake that goes through one of the boards. Narrator Robert Clotworthy reminds us that Fred Nolan found several uniform lines of stakes when he was investigating the swamp in 1969, and those were carbon dated as early as the 1500s. Rick continues to uncover more wood. The team is checking to see if there is a continuation after finding a stone cobble path and a brick vault-like structure in previous episodes this season. Even more is uncovered. Laird is called to come take a look, and he recommends that it be exposed as much as possible for Dr. Ian Spooner, who they will have render an opinion and carbon date the wood. Steve says they are at the same elevation as the stone path. The hand excavation of the Lot 5 Big Feature continues. Narrator reminds us that Lot 5 finds include clay-like mortar that matches samples taken from deep in the Money Pit area. 1700s pottery shown here. A 1600s cut coin and Venetian trade bead. And also the 1300s lead barter token that is an isotopic match for the lead cross found in Smith's Cove years earlier. Fiona points out an area they are checking to see if it's an entrance into the structure. It's time for another war room meeting as researcher and show veteran Terry DeVoe followed a trail to Connecticut in the United States for the archives of William B. Goodwin, pictured here. He was born in 1866 and died in 1960. He was from a wealthy Hartford, Connecticut family that was in the insurance business. Goodwin pursued being a historian and archaeologist. He vacationed every August in Chester, Nova Scotia, which is only a few miles away from Oak Island. He heard about the activity on the island and offered his help. Goodman's archives contain documents regarding the mystery, especially records connected to Frederick Blair. Blair first reported the existence of the chapel vault at a 153-foot depth in the Money Pit area in 1897. Terry, Doug, and Judy searched 26 boxes that contained over 7,000 pages and found Goodwin's copy of a Frederick Blair map of the western part of the Oak Island. Goodwin called the document the Blair Treasure Map. Doug says they have no idea where the original map might be because until now, no one has apparently been aware that it exists. Particularly of interest are these marked stones with annotations written next to them. The lots they are in are 1 and 21. After his discovery of the Money Pit Depression, Daniel McGinnis bought Lot 1, put a homestead on it, and farmed it. He also was active in the first several searcher groups. Over time, people have wondered why he bought a lot so far away from the Money Pit area. His homestead foundation still exists and is a protected landmark. Fred Nolan thought that there were multiple treasure caches all over the island. This one is F11E, or F Roman numeral 2E. This one close to the center of the image is F91. And finally, F5. These are all on or near the western coast of the island on lots 1 and 21. Marty asks Gary if he has metal detected all around those areas, and he says he has not because they are very hilly and rough. The next day, Gary, Jack, Doug, Judy, and Terry start on lot 1 with map in hand. They find this big rock with a flat surface and a big X on it. Gary metal detects but gets no "its." He does not pronounce the H. They head north up the coast and find these flat rocks with squares on them, as the map notes say. Gary again gets no "its" and says they might just be markers. On lot 5, Fiona finds glass, pearlware, a rosehead nail, and this piece of shiny high glaze brick. She says it's not modern and bricks were used from the 1600s. Rick says later that Emma is compiling a database and timeline of lot 5 that will hopefully provide more insight. Fiona again points to the area that might be an entrance into that portion of the feature. Back on the west coast of Oak Island, the group goes 91 feet inland from the last marker they found. And indeed, find what the notes say is a kidney-shaped rock. No metal "its." Gary says that Billy's guys have to do some serious clearing of the area so that they can further investigate it. The next stone has F5 on it, perhaps meaning something is buried 5 feet away. The description says that the stone is cleaved in two like a lightning bolt hit it. They find the 2 pieces of it with a bush growing in between them. Gary metal detects right next to the bigger piece, and he finds this cribbing spike, saying it's the type used for tunneling. Gary points out the area in the same lot, 21, where he found 2 swages in 2019. The swages were Carmen dated by blacksmith Carmen Legg to the mid-1400s. Dr. Spooner arrives north of the swamp to investigate the wood pathway. Katja says the wood seems to be layered like steps. Dr. Spooner says it reminds him of the cobblestone path going north from the stone road found in 2020 in the southeastern portion of the swamp. It was bordered by similar survey stakes. The stake found lower is described by Katja as beautiful. It's not only very well cut, but it's in much better condition than the one found near the surface. Dr. Spooner takes both and will carbon date them using the middle portions. The ending narration includes a shot of the money pit area being fortified and graded for the arrival of the oscillator, crane, and caissons on the next episode. Speaking of the next episode, there is no new episode February 18th as the History Channel is all Thomas Jefferson all the time, as prime time Monday through Wednesday is consumed by a new Jefferson docu-series. But on February 25th, 2025 at 8 p.m. Eastern, there's an all-new Drilling Down episode called The Chosen, referring to the chosen caisson locations as they attempt to find the elusive Chapel Vault. And next time on an all-new The Curse of Oak Island episode, airing that same night, February 25th, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern, called Caissons Ho! After months of tireless work and focused research, the massive excavation to recover the fabled Chapel Vault begins. I'll be continuing the Curse of Oak Island recaps as new episodes air late Tuesday nights. I'll also continue Season 8 Retro No Cap recaps. All of the other episodes of all the other seasons are done and are in my Oak Island playlist. I'm also slowly doing Retro No Cap recaps of Seasons 2 through 4 of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Seasons 1 and 5 are all done and are in that Skinwalker Ranch playlist. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Sempre avanti.